मोनिका को प्रेरित किया कि नहीं, मेरे को लीगल में अपना करियर बनाना है? What was that? Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the another episode of Podcast with Pankaj Dhingra. आज का ना पॉडकास्ट बहुत स्पेशल होने वाला है बिकॉज आप लोग ना बहुत सारे जन लीगल वाले लोगों से डरते होंगे, बट आज जो हमारे गेस्ट है ना वो एक तो लीगल हेड हैं, दूसरा वो मेरे बहुत अच्छे दोस्त भी हैं, मेरे बहुत अच्छे मित्र भी हैं। तो मैंने कहा नहीं भाई, आज तो हम अपॉर्चुनिटी हाथ से जाने नहीं देंगे, प्लीज आप इधर आ जाओ और हमारी ऑडियंस से ना डिस्कस करो और उन्हें बताओ कि आपकी सक्सेस का राज क्या है। विद दैट वी आर स्टार्टिंग ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट। आई रियली वांट टू वेलकम ओवर हियर Monika Sachdeva Arora. She is the head of legal and compliances of Mahale India. And guess what, guys? She is being awarded as top 100 legal counsels leaders in the business world legal forum. And that is where she has really, I would say, has given her mark in the area of legal per se. So we thought कि आज तो हम मैडम को अच्छे से समझेंगे कि मैडम ने ऐसा क्या किया, कैसे किया, and how she has reached where she has reached. So without wasting any time, let me just go and talk to Monika. Welcome, Monika. Welcome to the forum. Welcome to the audience who really wants to know about you and, of course, know really what you did the way you did. But before we really, try to uncover in terms of what you have done, the way you have done, let's first start off with your introduction. Who is Monika Sachdeva Arora?
Hi, thanks, Pankaj, for the warm welcome. I think it's a great pleasure to have been on this platform with you. And as you've already explained, that I am heading the legal and compliance for Mahale India. I have been into legal fraternity for last 20 years now, 20 years plus. So with various industries, working with various industries like shipping, construction, now automotive for almost like 10 years in automotive field. So yes,
all along in legal per se.
All along in legal.
अच्छा मोनिका, इसके बारे में ना थोड़ा सा फ्लैशबैक में जाते हैं. आई थिंक दैट्स गोना बी मोर रेलेवेंट. अगर हम स्टार्ट से समझें कि मोनिका ने अपना करियर कैसे शुरू किया एंड व्हाट शी डिड आफ्टर दैट, हाउ शी ऑफ कोर्स बिकेम द वेटरन इन द फील्ड ऑफ लीगल, कैसे ये इतने सारे अवार्ड मिल गए, व्हाट हैज रियली वर्कड फॉर यू, इफ आई रियली हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द जर्नी.
So like all law professionals, I also wanted to explore various fields in legal. So I started during the last year of my law. I started working, assisting an advocate who had his practices in various courts in Delhi, across Delhi. So which gave me a flavor of all the district court, the consumer forums, the high court, Supreme Court, everything. And apart from that, he also had a law firm, which gave me quite a taste of what the working in the law firm is like. So I continued working there for about 2 years, and thereafter I started my journey in the corporate legal world with executive legal with CSAV Group Agencies, which was a shipping company, and there I worked for close to 1 year. And after that, I got this opportunity for working with Emirates Shipping Line, which was still in the inception stage in India, and it gave me the hands-on all the legal documentation and everything. So that was a great experience to learn how the documents are drafted for corporate legal world and how the things are done with various customs registrations, various bonds and undertakings that the customers need to do. So yes, I was working with them for close to 5.5, 6 years, and thereafter I joined Continental Engineering Corporation, which was into road and metro projects, and there I worked for close to 3.5, 4 years. And after that, I started my journey with Mahale India as a legal manager. and now I am heading their legal and compliance department for Mahle India for across all its entity in India.
Oh, very good. But Monica, if I, it's been a fascinating, I would say, journey or evolution in terms of what you have done, the way you have done, in terms of reaching to these heights. But अगर मैं उस डिसीजन की बात करूं कि क्या वो डिसीजन था जो मोनिका को प्रेरित किया कि नहीं, मेरे को लीगल में अपना करियर बनाना है. What was that? What did you, what really motivated you? कि नहीं मुझे, because we did, schooling together, we did our BCom together, So what really shifted you to कि नहीं मुझे legal की तरफ जाना है?
I had many legal professionals in my family. My father was also a law graduate from Delhi University. I had my uncle who was a session judge in the Hisar district. And I had my cousins who were judge in Delhi, and a few of my cousins were advocate also. So it was, I believe, in the blood.
That is true. That is true.
We would often, discuss on the various legal topics on, during the weekends over the tea. So, yeah, that was a kind of, that was a bent towards legal was from there.
Yes, and it has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's more like it is always being said, right? You become what you are surrounded by, right? So it has to be, it has to be a normal progression in that direction. अच्छा, मोनिका, आपने फील्ड चुनी, अपना LLB किया, and then of course you started moving into various corporates, and of course alongside the marriage and the family came up, and of course now you have kids, and we'll be more than happy to know about your family, and because this will effectively take me to my second question that I have. But let's first understand about your family, and then I have a question for that.
So my husband is a general manager marketing. He is also into automotive, and I have 3 kids. My daughter, elder daughter, and my twin sons. So all of them are studying currently. So yeah, this is from the family side, and I live in a joint family, so that's by God's grace, that's quite a help.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
The family is the strength.
Absolutely. अच्छा, ये मैं क्यों पूछ रहा था, because ये actually this is a right segue for me to really ask you this, is कि बाबा कैसे मैनेज होता है. एंड बहुत सारे जन जानना चाहते हैं, ऑडियंस ऑलवेज वांट्स टू नो कि एक फैमिली वुमेन, एंड ऑफ कोर्स while I say woman, I'm more saying it from the perspective that ऐसा कहा जाता है कि वुमेन है तो वो 4 चीजें कैसे संभालेगी. और देखो यहाँ हमारे पास बैठा है एक एग्जाम्पल जहाँ पे एक वुमन एक फुल फ्लेजेड हैप्पी फैमिली को लीड करती हैं ऑन वन साइड ऑफ इट, एंड ऑन द अदर साइड ऑफ इट शी इज heading a legal function of a well-known and such a big brand in India. तो कैसे मैनेज होता है? And I think somewhere audience would also be interested, and of course they would be inspired by you to know this. कि कैसे मैनेज करती है मोनिका and wearing both the hats?
I think one has to set the priorities right, and time management is the key to manage all the things on time. So yes, you have to start early. You have to, that before going to office, you have these things to do, and these are your priorities before office. And I ensure that all the office works get finished in the office timings. I try to manage all the priorities of office work well within the timeline, because it's very important to, balance both the professional and personal life to remain happy. So I think that's the key, and one has to, if one has to balance, if one balances both the things nicely,
sky is the limit.
Sky is the limit, absolutely.
अच्छा मोनिका, ये बड़ा आसान होता है कहना कि मैं ऑफिस का काम ऑफिस के टाइम पे कर लेता हूँ, मेरे को घर कुछ करना नहीं पड़ता है, बट ऐसा होता तो नहीं होगा, राइट? कुछ ना कुछ तो जीवन में रह ही जाता है, जो घर से रिस्पॉन्ड भी करना पड़ता है, जवाब भी देना पड़ता है।
बिल्कुल।
मोनिका कैसे मैनेज करती है उसको? एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू नो देयर वुड बी a support of family and your husband, of course, that will get in there, but Monica कैसे manage करती है उसको? Because I can tell you, even I struggle at times, you know, managing this. You know, when I'm at home.
So देखो, everybody has that 24 hours.
Yes.
You know how to utilize it for your benefit and for balancing things. So if you set your priorities right, I think if there is something that is important, the kids also know that mom is working, and my husband also knows, and he supports me in every possible manner, along with family, obviously. So yes, at times when the things are there are deadlines to meet, you have to give priority to office work, but and also I try to take off at least 3 to 4 days off every quarter, or 3 to 4 months. I ensure that I take out time from the office. Along with the weekends, I take 2 days off, and I take my kids out,
हर 4
be
महीने
with
में?
them. I try to do that. Even if it's not for 3-4 days, at least 2 days. So
वो recharging के लिए, right?
recharging, that's very important for human beings to have that kind of energy back. To give back to the work, you need something to give to yourself first, I guess.
It's more like one, of course, recharging yourself, and on the other hand, it gives you some sense of self-assessment also, right?
Yes.
कि मैं एक बार शांति से मैं देखता भी हूँ ना कि मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं किस डायरेक्शन में हूँ, and so on and so forth.
And you get to spend time with the family also, and the family also knows that yes, this is our time.
ये तो पक्का से कॉपी करने वाला हूँ मैं. This is something I would certainly pick up. बट अच्छा, ये ना एक्चुअली में एक और क्वेश्चन की तरफ लेके जाता है कि बहुत सारे जन कई बारी ना ऐसा सोचते हैं कि जो फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस है ना, वो मेंस लेके आते हैं, वुमेन नहीं लेके आते हैं. एंड काफ़ी बार ऐसा, या वुमेन लाती हैं तो वो दे आर मोर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द डिसीजन मेकिंग ऑफ देयर spouses and all of that. How about you? And you know, I keep answering that, and I keep motivating my audiences ki boss, whether it is male or female, you have to pick up the flag and run with it, and you have to, and sky is the limit in terms of what you can do, the way you can do, and you're the classical testimony to that fact. But I would love to hear it from you that how about the financial decisions of your home? Who manages that?
Both of us together, me and my husband together, because at the end it's our family. We both are working for our family, so it's important that equality is managed, and not in terms of I would say that sometimes he gives the best decisions, sometimes I give the best decisions, so we analyze it together. And whosoever's decision we think is right for that particular time, we go ahead with that. So it's discussed, and then only it is
consensus.
It's
and is
very
it like
important.
forced consensus कि अच्छा, and most of it कि मानना पड़ेगा, बॉस मानना ही पड़ेगा, कोई और रास्ता तुम्हारे पास नहीं. And it's a fair
Yes.
kind of consensus that we really which is very good. And I think somewhere that's the way forward, because ये कई बार जो हम ये सोचते हैं ना कि financial decision सिर्फ male members ही ले सकते हैं. It's a myth, right? It's a myth.
True.
Finance is a finance, and everybody who learns it, everybody who reads about it, everybody who understands it can take a decision around it, irrespective of the gender.
I think earlier on we used to think also that there is no requirement of any we can think of savings at a later stage.
Oh, yes.
But
yes.
in today's time, when we know that there is everybody is into private organizations,
Jobs.
there are no retirement benefits as such, and you need to think of your retirement plans well
in advance.
In the advance. And I think people who are in their 20s only, who just start their corporate career or wherever they're working, they should start thinking it from the very beginning, because the sooner you start it, the better it is.
Oh yes, and I couldn't agree more on this. See, I've been saying this to my audience on ongoing basis कि बाबा सोचो, जॉब जॉब तो चलती रहेगी, आपको पैरेलल पैसिव इनकम क्रिएट करनी है, किसी तरह से सोचो, रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचो. एंड वी मेक सो मेनी वीडियोस, आई एम श्योर सम ऑफ यू आई एम श्योर यू वुड हैव सीन, बट दिस इज द रियल फैक्ट ऑफ लाइफ कि बॉस कम वॉट में हमें हमारे रिटायरमेंट की प्लानिंग जितना जल्दी शुरू हम करेंगे उतना ही जल्दी हम फायदा उठा पाएंगे. अदरवाइज most of us, and this is the irony of our life, that most of us start thinking about retirement when they're close to retirement.
That's right.
And by the time it is too late. It is too late to really take a corrective action or think about it and so on and so forth. So absolutely bang on with you on that. अच्छा, थोड़ा सा ना मैं इसको पर्सनल टच दूंगा, more from the perspective that many of our I would say folks in the audience, they would be married folks and they would have kids. जब आप जगल आउट करते हो अपनी फैमिली लाइफ को, अपने वर्क लाइफ को, हाउ डू यू मैनेज द किड्स स्टडीज? बच्चों की, बिकॉज वो एक और जंग रहती है. मेरे साथ बहुत होती है. मैं घर जाऊंगा कहीं बारी और आई गेट टू हियर फ्रॉम स्वाति सेइंग कि अच्छा एक काम करो, उसका मैथ्स का एग्जाम है, आप प्लीज ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर दो. ना मेरे पास एनर्जी है, ना मेरा टेम्परामेंट है, ना मेरा मूड है, बट एक काम आ गया मेरे पास करने का. वो मेरे को पता है, मैं ऑफ कोर्स करना पड़ता है, बट इट इज़ नॉट ईजी. सो आई एम श्योर एंड ऑफ कोर्स मेरे को एक दो बार कहा जाता है, और आपको तो शायद अंदर से ये आवाज़ आती होगी, बिकॉज बच्चे आपके पास बार बार आते होंगे पूछने के लिए, कहने के लिए. सो हाउ डू यू मैनेज इट? क्योंकि काम तो पूरा प्रेशर है, और कहीं ना कहीं जान भी लगती है सुबह से लेकर शाम तक उस काम को ख़त्म करने में. सो जब घर पहुँचती हो, बच्चे क्लास या अपनी सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, तो हाउ डज मोनिका मैनेज इट?
See, me and my husband both decided when we had our daughter that we will not impose anything with related to studies. Not much of a pressure. We will not put it on them. Whatever they have to do, they have to start learning on their own from the very beginning. So my daughter is in class 10 now, and from pre-nursery, it's in her habits only that she studies on her own throughout till now. So all the homework, everything, she manages on her own since pre-nursery. So I have been very fortunate.
You are blessed. Let me tell you this.
I am blessed to have a daughter like that, touch wood. And as far as my sons are concerned, though they are naughty, but yes, when it comes to all the studies and all, I ensure that like their elder sister, they also do everything on their own. Whenever they have any queries or something like that, then definitely me and my husband both are there to help them, to support them, to clarify them. But primarily, we've told them that whatever you are doing it for your own good. So you have to start doing it now. So there was not really a pressure kind of thing.
अच्छा, कितना टाइम लगता है बच्चों को ऐसा कन्वर्ट करने में? मैं अपने भेज दूंगा और दिनों के लिए. I really need help there. But having said that, I think, and of course, you should pick this up. Otherwise, my team will tell me that you have not even picked up the coffee. Sorry for that. Okay, so what is really important over here is, and at times I feel being a father, and of course, I have two sons, and the more they grow, right, as they're growing, at times it becomes very difficult for us as parent to take out the time that they need, because जितने बड़े होते जाते हैं उतना टाइम इन्हें कम चाहिए होता है, बट जितने छोटे होते हैं उतना टाइम इन्हें ज़्यादा चाहिए होता है. बट चाहे बड़े हो जाएं, टाइम इन्हें कम भी चाहिए हो, बट they need their own quality time. So do you ever face an issue there in terms of taking out time and giving it to them? कभी ऐसा face हुआ है challenge?
Like I told you, this is from the beginning. Since the time we had our daughter, we decided that, rather I decided and my husband agreed to it, that we need to give them proper quality time, and that's the reason we go out every 3 to 4 months.
Okay, you manage by that.
So
Okay.
we manage by that. And
I was asking more on routine basis.
on routine basis, yes, we have 2 to 3 outings in the around the city only. And since we have family and friends around us, so we
They are the
meet
big
quite
support.
often.
Okay. Now this effectively, really somewhere brings up a lot of I would say areas which audience would be certainly interested in terms of knowing from you. But one thing that I think would be more relevant, and of course that will be more apt to end this, is what are your 3 suggestions to the audience, to the working women, that they should be certainly doing in order to, of course, keep doing well in their career and, of course, balancing their family life in the best possible way?
I think it's very important for all of us to, have this thing to, manage your time.
Time management.
And time management for achieving the personal as well as the professional goals well within the timelines. So I would say one is time management. The other thing would be financial independence.
Yes.
Yeah. And we need to think on that aspects like we discussed before also.
वो relax कर देता है हमें, right?
हाँ.
Once you're more independent on the finance side of it.
Either you have a passive income or you have something to rely back upon when you are retired, because we won't be working
Forever.
throughout. Yeah. And the third thing I would say, that do things that please you, that gives you self-satisfaction. So whether I think it would be more applicable for women, because we are all the working women and the other housewives also for that matter, because everybody needs time off. So I think we should give time to ourselves, whatever makes us happy, be it during the times when kids are in school. You can go out, relax yourself, come back so that you are ready for the next upcoming things, So
Bang on. I think classical.
And that would apply for males as well, because they are also workaholics.
I'm glad you said it, right? I'm glad somebody's thinking about us. Yes, absolutely. I think it's a very relevant thing, and you're bang on, Monika, on that you need. It's like, it is always being said, to have a high jump, you probably have to go 3 or 4 steps back, right?
Yeah.
So at times you need to take a break and then probably do a another jump or another thing that you really need to pick up, and that is only possible if you give yourself a break in some way or the other.
True.
And doing something that you like is certainly gonna be more self-satisfying in nature, self-motivating in nature, and of course, if you can do that, you probably would really do a very different thing in a world. I think that's pretty much, Monika, and I really thank you on the behalf of entire team, and of course, I anyway would thank you any which ways for being here and of course taking our time. Having a chat like this certainly helps the audience know in terms of what has happened or what has been behind this name and behind this creature who has done what she has done, and of course they have reached where they have reached, or a personality for that matter. Pardon me for that. I think that's where we would be able to add value to the fraternity at large, to our audience at large, and I really want to thank you for being here and taking our time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.